Hey, 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 Uncle Mark in the mothership. 3-string cigar box guitar. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, this is tougher than the rest. This is Bruce Springsteen. And so I'm going to play a little bit of this song and then I'll break down exactly what I'm doing. So here we go. Well, it's Saturday night. Y'all dressed up in blue. I've been watching you a while. Maybe you've been watching me too. So somebody ran out, left someone's heart in a mess. Well, if you're looking for love, honey, I am tougher than the rest. And here's the chorus. The road is dark, it's a thin, thin line, but I want you to know I'll walk it for you anytime. Maybe your other boyfriends couldn't pass the test. If you're rough and ready for love, honey, I am tougher than the rest. All right, all right, all right. So it's pretty straightforward. It's just got a few chords in it, total of 4. So let's go through what we got. G, D, G, 42, 34, 24. Those are my gauges. I'm playing through a Roland Mini Cube, and I'll show you those settings. So we're in open G at the nut. G sharp, A, B flat, B, C. C is a chord in this song, and it's a bar chord, 5th fret. C sharp, D. D is another chord in this song, and it's 7th fret bar chord. D sharp and E. And this is another chord in the song, and it's really an E minor, but you know, minors are implied on a 3-string cigar box guitar tuned G, D, G. Minors are implied. So we have 1, C, 2, D, 3, and E, 4. Those are our chords in this song. The picking pattern that I use is pretty standard with what I do. It's something I've just developed, and I'm going to show you that pretty quickly. So what I like to do is use my ring finger, my middle finger, okay, not my 4th finger, but my 3rd, and my thumb, and my 1st finger. And so get your fingers on these 3 strings. So thumb on the low G, 1st finger on the D, and 3rd finger here on that high G, and pluck them all together. So now that you're doing that, now take away that 1st finger and pluck the 2 outsides. So you're playing an octave. And this is how to start the pattern, and I'll get nice and close. So you're going to pluck, and then G, D, G, G, octave, G, 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 D, G, G, octave, G, D, G, G, octave. So it looks like so in real time. That's how I like to pick a song out. As you can see, I have a pick here, and you can certainly do that. You can just strum this with your thumb or a pick. Saturday night, you're dressed up in blue. I've been watching you a while, maybe you've been open D. So that's how the song goes. So let's go through these chords one time. G open. Saturday night. Going to D. You're dressed up in blue. Go to C. Been watching you a while. Maybe you've been open G, D. Open G, so somebody ran out. Going to D. left somebody's heart in a mess. C, if you're looking for love, honey, I am. G, D, open G. Second lyric is the same way. Then we go to the chorus, which is E. So that's that 9th fret we talked about. Some girls want, the road is dark. 5th fret C. It's a thin, thin open G. But I want you to see C, D, G. Maybe your other boyfriend's E, C. Couldn't pass open G, the test. If you're up and ready for C, honey, I am open G, D, open G. Okay? So those are the chords. That's the easiest way to play this until you get that picking pattern down. I do have a video on picking patterns, so I put that up there just to show you, and in the show notes I will have that. But this seems pretty good. Is the octave, and then G, D, G, G, octave. That seems pretty cool. So in my video, I play all the chords down here. So I'm in open G, D, and that D is played 2, 0, 2. Then I go to C, open G, D. Open G, D, got 2, 0, 2, and then at that point you can do a up to the C, so you can octave up to the C, or you could open G, D, open G. The intro that I do, I play some chords up here. So we know the 12th fret here is G as well, so I can play up here. And there's another shape for D. Actually, there's 2 shapes. D is here, D is here, D is here, and D is here. This shape here is the same as this. This 2, 0, 2 is the same as 14, 12, 14, because the nut here is now the 12th fret, and it would look like so. And what I'm going to do is drop that A to an F sharp and go. So it's 14, 12, 11. So here we are on 12, 12, 12. And I'm going to play C here, 12, 10, 12, G. That's how I play that little intro area. So that D ends up being the 14, 12, 11. And with that comes a few notes you can play, because you know this one works, you know this one works, and you know that one works. So you can A note, okay, that's a B, D, G, A, C. And I can play that A here. G, D. And that's how I think. I use all of these notes here, okay? That A, that B, they work in every time. So all of these notes work. So if you can add those to your song, that adds a lot of texture. The solo, and I switch from picking to using a pick. So what I'm doing is my hand is basically in this position here, and I'm going to use that A and that B, the open D. I'm going to use the E, the open G, and the A again. So this is how I work this little thing. So, watch this hand as well. Then I go to this D. Harmonics. The road is dying. So it takes a little bit of getting used to grab a pick, play the solo, put your pick down, and go back to finger picking. But it's something you should practice. The solo part, I don't want you to get too blocked up with this solo part. It is what you want it to be. But I just like this coming up the ladder. So I'm just G, A, B, D, E, D. And then I fool around with these two notes right here, this E and this A with the open strings. And those are all hammer-ons, because I'm hitting that D string once and getting that E. I want you to listen to the song and listen to how the solo works, because you're coming out of that D. I want you to just feel that out a little bit. But that's how this song rolls. Please look at the companion video. There's definitely a link down in the show notes, and that'll show you what I'm doing. For the harmonica part, okay? This is a Hohner Special 20. It's ancient. It's one of my oldest harmonicas. It's in the key of G. So you can see a little G there, right there. So all you need is a harmonica in G. You're going to do more blow than draw, and you're going to fool around the fourth hole. So what I do is hold it up to my lips. So say this is my mouth, where that 4 hole is, and I roll it forward and start learning how to play that 4 hole by itself, play the 3rd hole by itself, and then 5 and 6, and that's your area within this song. So there you go on that. Thank you so much for everything you do for me. Hey, we got t-shirts. Thank you so much for buying them. Appreciate it. We have a couple of donation links down below. There's a PayPal and a Square, so both of those are safe and secure. And I totally told you I would show you my settings. I'm on a very clean setting here. So let me show you that. I'm on that Brit combo. My gain is at about 0, and I've got a tiny bit of reverb. So thank you so much for everything you've done for me. Thanks for buying shirts. Thanks for everything. I really appreciate it.